Chapter 1151. Turbulent Flow Sea Battle, Two Halves. 5 Gu immortals were moving along the surface of the sea. With the appropriate arrangement, as long as Fang Yuan falls for it, he will suffer. Even if we cannot trap him, we can greatly delay his growth. Ying Wuxia felt a little smug. Fang Yuan's development was too fast. It was terrifying. Heaven's Will was trying all means possible to kill him. It even used the snowmen and rockmen. They had to suppress him. Earlier, Fang Yuan was in Langya blessed land. Ying Wuxia could not do anything. Now that he was coming over, they were going to teach him a lesson. Of course, they could not act personally. They had a huge responsibility. He had the most important task to rebuild Shadow Sect. This is good. We can suppress Fang Yuan while not falling into Heaven's Will's trap. Suddenly, Ying Wuxia's gaze froze. Be careful. There is a desolate beast in the sea. It is moving rapidly. It is very strange. Ying Wuxia frowned, reminding them, merely a desolate beast. Rank 7 Gu immortal Sure Nu attacked. Boom! Huge ripples and waves appeared on the water surface as Fang Yuan emerged and showed himself. I finally found you. Ying Wuxia. Fang Yuan's mouth opened, revealing a ruthless smile. The 5 immortals were stunned. This was the first time they were seeing Fang Yuan. Because Fang Yuan was vigilant, before setting off on this trip, he had already changed his appearance. You are? Suddenly, Ying Wuxia's body shook that he used luck inspection immortal Gu. Seeing that Fang Yuan's tall luck was exactly the same as his and He Lu Lan's luck. Connect luck immortal Gu. Ying Wuxia had used connect luck on He Lu Lan. And He Lu Lan was luck connected to Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan's appearance could change, but his luck was unconcealed. Seeing his luck, Ying Wuxia realized that this was Fang Yuan. Quick, the ancient battle formation. He shouted loudly, panicking. The other 3 immortals had coordination. They subconsciously acted, using the ancient battle formation, omnidirectional travel, swoosh. The 4 immortals disappeared completely. Only one person was left behind, Lu Qingyu. Fang Yuan. The two looked at each other, falling into silence. Ancient battle formation. Omnidirectional travel.it could allow Ying Wuxia and the rest to escape from Heavenly Court's Gu immortals. It naturally had incredible effect. Fang Yuan was seeing it for the first time as well. Thus, he was speechless. Even though he had some guesses, after seeing it personally, he still felt quite shocked. This method might be strong, but as long as I have Qi Luck sensation, I will be able to find them. Now, I should kill this person first. Fang Yuan thought as his attention went over to Lu Qingyu. Lu Qingyu. Seeing Fang Yuan's cold gaze filled with killing intent, he subconsciously flew backwards. His mood was even worse than Fang Yuan. He had tried so hard to obtain the information path inheritance, yet it got snatched away. After killing the blood path demonic immortal, the crucial clue was lost. He returned to the turbulent flow sea area to wait, but he encountered Ying Wuxia. His helpers were all killed, and he had to surrender. So be it if he surrendered. So be it if the alliance agreement was overbearing. He admitted his loss. So be it if he had to call Ying Wuxia his boss. For his life, Lu Qingyu was determined to become a core member of this group called Shadow Sect. However, when leaving Eastern Sea, a person suddenly appeared, and next, Ying Wuxia ran away. He ran. Not only did he run, the other 3 Gu immortals also ran. And they ran so quickly. In literally one moment, they vanished without a trace. This is absurd. Lu Qingyu really wanted to swear, but he could not. He was under the alliance agreement. He had to be polite to Ying Wuxia at all times. That if he cursed, he would face the backlash of the information path down marks. Lu Qingyu's current mood was simply terrible. It was at rock bottom. He did not recognize Fang Yuan, because Fang Yuan was only rank 6 now. But Lu Qingyu sensed that Fang Yuan was a Gu immortal that was rank 6 as well. This time, Fang Yuan had casually changed his appearance. In terms of aura, he did not conceal anything. His main goal was to kill Ying Wuxia and the rest. Everyone knew each other and their cultivation level. His aura was not too important. This caused Lu Qingyu to feel deeply aggrieved. Against a rank 6 Gu immortal? Why are you running? Running for what? We have 2 rank 7s and 3 rank 6s. We are all experts. Why are you running? Why did you run? Lu Qingyu screamed internally, furious. But he could not get any answers. He had joined Shadow Sect for too short of a time. Ing Wuxie did not expect Fang Yuan to come so quickly. He did not tell Lu Qingyu some details. If Ing Wuxie told Lu Qingyu that the reason why they fled was because Fang Yuan had the rank 8 battle strength, upper extreme heavenly eagle, then Lu Qingyu would not scream like this internally. He would definitely flee more quickly than Ing Wuxie and He Lu. Lan.O. Note he could not outrun them, but in terms of effort, he would definitely exceed them. Rank 8 battle strength was no joke. Killing them was as easy as killing an ant. This is the deterrence of rank 8. At this time, Fang Yuan had a lot of insight. Ing Wuxie and the rest fled. They were wise and resolute. If their positions were reversed, Fang Yuan would escape too. Earlier in the northern icy plain, he did not flee. That was because Fang Yuan could not begin to escape. It was not that he did not want to. There was no shame in running away. For an old demon like Fang Yuan, temporary retreat was a brilliant tactic in battle. However, Ing Wuxie and the rest did not know that the upper extreme heavenly eagle had died already. It had returned to being an unhatched egg. Even though Fang Yuan told this to Lang Yalan Spirit, he had asked him to not leak out this secret. Thus, Sixth Hair only obtained intel about the earlier part. He could not tell Ing Wuxie about the most crucial intel that was kept secret at this moment. Ing Wuxie and the rest left. Only Lu Qingyu was left. This situation was very good for Fang Yuan. Originally, Fang Yuan was a bit concerned in chasing after them. After all, they had an advantage in numbers. There were 2 rank 7 Gu immortals. Fang Yuan recognized Lu Qingyu, but this was the first time he saw Shirnu now. Once Fang Yuan's identity was exposed, Ing Wuxie ran away. Only Lu Qingyu stayed. It was correct too. Escape. Trying to probe a rank 8 was courting death. During the Gray Cloud Battle Puppet Killer move, Fang Yuan did not dare to probe the immemorial rock dragon as well. Right now, Fang Yuan was considering killing Lu Qingyu first. Eliminating him would weaken their combined strength. This was a good chance to take them down. If Fang Yuan could not make use of it, he would definitely get hit by lightning. After killing him, I would be able to use Soul Search and obtain intel regarding Ing Wuxie and the rest. Thinking of this, Fang Yuan attacked. Sword mark targeting death. At once, he used an extraordinary sword path killer move. Even though Lu Qingyu was screaming internally, he was still filled with immense wariness. The logic was simple. He was something who made Ing Wuxie and the rest so fearful. Even though he was a rank 6 Gu immortal, he was definitely dangerous. Lu Qingyu was already completely focused against this huge FOE.AT this moment. Sword light flew out. Lu Qingyu quickly moved, dodging Fang Yuan's attack. Sure enough, this guy is also a rank 6 Gu immortal with rank 7 immortal Gu. Sword path. Lu Qingyu thought bitterly. He only had 2 rank 6 immortal Gu. He had lost to He Lulan earlier because of this. After some rounds of fighting, Lu Qingyu was in a disadvantaged position. He was a lone cultivator. Even though his cultivation level was higher, with rank 7 cultivation level, he had only 2 rank 6 immortal Gu. His immortal killer moves were also deduced by himself. They were not exemplary, and few in number too. After another dozen rounds, Fang Yuan had almost completely understood Lu Qingyu's methods that he only used the same few moves over and over again. How could he not learn everything? Lu Qingyu was covered in sweat. He was in a sad state. Even though Fang Yuan could not use Blood Asset Immortal Gu temporarily, he had other time path defensive methods. He could easily attack or defend. He had an easy time. His strength had grown too quickly. In the past, Lu Qingyu chased Fang Yuan and caused him to run. But now, Fang Yuan was suppressing him. Instead, even though he had rank 6 cultivation level, in terms of battle strength, he far surpassed Lu Qingyu. No wonder Ing Wuxie ran. This is a monster. He is unbelievably powerful, and by the looks of it, he has not used his full strength yet. Lu Qingyu lost his motivation as he fought that he really wanted to surrender. But now was different. He had Shadow Sects alliance agreement. He could not surrender to the enemy. He had only one option left. That was to fight to the death. Follow me if you dare. Lu Qingyu desperately avoided Fang Yuan's attack as he turned into a green rainbow, escaping towards the turbulent flow sea area. Too naive. Fang Yuan sneered. He pointed at Lu Qingyu's escape route. Immortal Killer Move. Year Beast Summoning. A snake-year beast tore through space, suddenly appearing and blocking Lu Qingyu. Lu Qingyu was obstructed and could not escape anymore. Fang Yuan used Sword Escape, Immortal Goo behind him, and easily caught up to him. Attacking. Lu Qingyu was struck, his life was over. His body self-detonated as his soul broke into several pieces. Fang Yuan quickly acted, but he only salvaged a portion. Lu Qingyu's immortal aperture also fell into the sea, sinking, as the heaven and earth chi surged into it. A blessed land was formed. His remnant soul was dissipating. It seemed to be Shadow Sect's method. Fang Yuan tried several methods, but did not seem to be able to stop the soul from self-destructing. Fang Yuan quickly soul-searched. Dozens of memory fragments were seen by him. Fang Yuan was quite lucky. He saw the scene of Lu Qingyu and Ying Wu Xie setting up the trap. Oh? It seems that after Ying Wu Xie found out I have rank 8 battle strength, he knew he could not fight me, so he set up a trap to harm me. He has truly grown. The other fragments were useless. Soon, these remnant soul fragments dissipated completely. Lu Qingyu's body also turned into pulp. It was hard to collect it. Already, all of his Dao marks had returned to his immortal aperture. Fang Yuan let out a sigh. He wanted to absorb Lu Qingyu's Dao marks into himself. But Gu immortals in the 5 regions were not so easy to loot. After some commotion, a blessed land was completely formed from the immortal aperture. The entrance opened. This was a rare chance to enter the blessed land. If he missed it, to enter it later, there would be much greater obstacles that in the past, when Fang Yuan placed Star Form Blessed Land and Gu Pai Blessed Land. He also used these chances to enter the blessed land. Chapter 1152. Obtaining 5 Light Mountain. Quack, quack. Inside Lu Qingyu's blessed land, there was a dorky duck calling out to Fang Yuan. This was the land spirit that was formed using heavenly power after Lu Qingyu's death. Appearances of land spirits differ drastically. A duck land spirit was nothing peculiar. Fang Yuan listened attentively. Even though all he heard was the duck quacking, in his mind, it was translated into words that Fang Yuan could understand the meaning of. In fact, Hei Fan's heavenly spirit was a brass bell, but it could communicate with people as well. Unfortunately, before Hei Fan died, he had allowed his immortal aperture to absorb a fragment of immemorial azure heaven. It caused heaven's will to enter and caused his heavenly spirit to lose intelligence. The condition of inheriting this Qingyu blessed land and becoming its owner is actually this. Fang Yuan's eyes flashed. He showed a look of joy and surprise. Even though Lu Qingyu was killed by Fang Yuan, his obsession was not to find Fang Yuan for revenge. He was not trying to locate Ying Wu Xie and find trouble with him either. It was the whereabouts of the crucial clue to the information path inheritance. The clue to the information path inheritance is carved in Flying Sword Immortal Gu. Fang Yuan took out Flying Sword Immortal Gu, showing it to the Duckland spirit, explaining the situation to it. A moment later, the Duckland spirit circled around Fang Yuan, using its beak to peck Fang Yuan's white shoes. It was very fond of him. Fang Yuan was now the owner of the blessed land. However, this blessed land was quite desolate. It was not that Lu Qingyu had poor foundation, but after he joined Shadow Sect, the resources inside his immortal aperture were all taken away by Ying Wu Xie. Ying Wu Xie did not take Lu Qingyu's 2 immortal Gu. That was because he wanted to preserve his battle strength and make him work like a slave. But Ying Wu Xie took away his cultivation resources. This was leaving him no way out. In the future, when Lu Qingyu wanted to continue cultivating, he would lack resources. He could only rely on Shadow Sect. Fang Yuan only had to think for a bit before understanding this. As for Lu Qingyu's Gu worms, they had already been destroyed. This applied to the 2 immortal Gu and the mortal Gu. Nothing was left for Fang Yuan. What is left in this blessed land? Fang Yuan looked around, asking the land spirit as he frowned. Qingyu blessed land was completely ransacked. It was left in a state similar to Hei Fan Grotto Heaven when Fang Yuan took over it. This moment, Fang Yuan could somewhat feel what Chu Du had gone through at that time. The Duckland spirit. Quack, quack, quack. Fang Yuan turned around. Bring me there. The Duckland spirit could not teleport. It brought Fang Yuan to the destination. A rainbow-colored mountain, which was neither tall nor short, was displayed before Fang Yuan. The mountain rocks were giving off green, red, yellow, blue, and white lights. There were no trees on the mountain, but there were many different types of grass. These types of grass had 10 colors. They shone together. They were more beautiful than a sea of flowers. It was a dazzling sight. 5 light mountain, 10 colored grass. Fang Yuan muttered. These were resources that light path goo immortals often cultivated. The special environment would cause this mountain to produce large numbers of light path mortal goo. Evidently, this 5 light mountain was heavily developed by Lu Qinyu. It was quite big. Yingwuxia does not have pulling mountain immortal goo. He had no methods to move this mountain. He could only leave this here. Fang Yuan guessed the truth. Trees had tree roots. Mountains had mountain roots too. Mountains were not easy to move. Using brute strength would only cause the mountain to collapse, and methods to move mountains were very rare in the world. Back then, when Fang Yuan was able to move Luo Pa Valley, even the rank 8 Gu immortal Prince Feng Xian was shocked. Even though Yingwuxia inherited a portion of Shadow Sect's wealth, he lacked a method to move 5 light mountain that he originally had pulling mountain immortal Gu, but in those transactions, it was sold to Fang Yuan. When he saw this 5 light mountain and could not move it, he must have felt annoyed. All in all, this 5 light mountain was now Fang Yuan's property. Without hesitation, Fang Yuan used pulling mountain immortal goo and moved this 5 light mountain into his own sovereign immortal aperture. He placed this mountain into Mini Southern Border. Mini Southern Border had many mountains. It was a place with rich earth path Dao marks to begin with. With the addition of 5 light mountain, all of the mountains from Heifan Grotto Heaven were outmatched. Immortal Succession Mountain could only become the second tallest mountain. After all, Immortal Succession Mountain was used as an inheritance ground. The inheritances were all gone now. 5 Light Mountain was now the biggest mountain in Mini Southern Border. I had some gains at last. Fang Yuan let out a breath of air that if he did not have 5 Light Mountain, his losses would be severe. Even though he won this battle, from Fang Yuan's perspective, victory had no value. The loot after winning did to it was a pity. Even after taking 5 Light Mountain, Fang Yuan concluded that in this battle against Lu Qinyu, he still made losses that it could not be helped. He was using green grape immortal essence, and most of his immortal goo were rank 7. He also had to use mini immortal killer moves that in every battle. His green grape immortal essence expenditure was severe. Of course, blessed lands could annex each other. However, Lu Qinyu cultivated light path. This blessed land was a light path blessed land. Fang Yuan's light path attainment level was only ordinary. This was a rank 7 blessed land. He could not annex it in the following period. Fang Yuan asked the Duckland Spirit. He obtained a lot of intel. The Duckland Spirit still remembered many details from when it was alive. This allowed Fang Yuan to become quite aware of the trap that Yingwuxia set, and also regarding the information path true inheritance. Fang Yuan also obtained some information. After obtaining the intel, Fang Yuan left behind some mortal goo for the Duckland Spirit, and ordered that without his permission, it was never to open the Blessed Land's entrance. If any enemies attacked, it had to inform Fang Yuan using Treasure Yellow Heaven immediately. Lu Qinyu's rank 7 Red Date Immortal Essence was still left behind. Fang Yuan did not take them. He gave them to the Duckland Spirit. Quack, quack. The Duckland Spirit had tears in its eyes. It flapped one wing, saying goodbye to Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan did not look back. He left the Blessed Land. The Blessed Land's entrance closed after he left. This rank 7 Blessed Land. As long as the entrance is shut and it is hidden well, it should not be discovered. However, if Heavens will wants to harm me, it will have many ways of dealing with this blessed land. It would be great if I can keep this rank 7 blessed land, but even if I can't, it is fine. It has too little value anyway. Fang Yuan did not have the time to raise his light path attainment level, and his cultivation level was still far from reaching rank 7. He continued to pursue Yingwuxia. Fang Yuan was hesitant. From the Duckland Spirit, he had obtained a lot of information. He had a clearer understanding of their strength. Yingwuxia had 4 Gu immortals, including himself. A rank 7 Gu Rockman Gu immortal named Shernu. He cultivated Earth Path. He Lulan was now a Strength and Fire Path cultivator. Tai Bai Yunsheng had lost his Time Path Immortal Gu, but he now had Cloud Path Immortal Gu. He had originally been secondarily cultivating cloud path.as for Ing Wuxia. He still had a strength path, immortal zombie body. He still used soul path, immortal goo. He had the lowest cultivation level, but his battle strength was likely to be the highest or second highest. If Fang Yuan had the immemorial upper extreme heavenly eagle, he would pursue them immediately. But now, the upper extreme heavenly eagle was just an egg. Even though Fang Yuan had many immortal goo, looking at it, with his strength and intelligence, against Ing Wuxia's group, it was difficult to predict the winner. How long has it been? Ing Wuxia and the rest have already gained so much strength. It is truly out of my expectations. Fang Yuan's growth shocked Ing Wuxia and the rest. But Ing Wuxia and the rest also grew at a rate that shocked Fang Yuan. He had originally thought that Ing Wuxia and the others had suffered a huge setback after the transactions. To think that not long after, they had already recovered. Shadow Sect was already in shambles, but it was still not to be underestimated. Ing Wuxia and the others were truly huge threats from Fang Yuan's perspective. Because of sovereign immortal fetus goo, Shadow Sect, and Fang Yuan had an unresolvable conflict. Ing Wuxia was not dealing with Fang Yuan now. It was because saving his main body was more important. He was making a wise decision. Fang Yuan did not deal with Ing Wuxia earlier. Because he had insufficient strength, he needed to deal with the earthly calamities and try to develop his sovereign immortal aperture. Now that he had He Fan's true inheritance, with enough strength, he came to find Ing Wuxia straight away. Once Ing Wuxia saved his main body, Fang Yuan knew that he would no longer have any chance of victory. Because the other party was one of the 10 venerables, even though he had died before, Fang Yuan was not his match. Of course, there was still a crucial point. That was Wisdom Goo. Wisdom Goo was not lost. It was currently in Langya Blessed Land. Fang Yuan regained his former strength path, immortal zombie body. There was just one key point. He was afraid that inside this immortal zombie body, there was a trap set by Ing Wuxia which targeted his soul. Fang Yuan did not dare to act rashly. He had thought of using other Goo immortal souls and putting them inside the immortal zombie body to test it out. But there were many flaws with this. Firstly, he had to undergo such experiments secretly. He could not take out his immortal zombie body openly. This would reveal many secrets to Langya Land's spirit. Secondly, even if he used Goo immortal souls to test it, they were unreliable. Because Fang Yuan was not clear if Ing Wuxia had set up traps that targeted weak or strong souls, or was it a trap specifically targeting otherworldly demons. The problem of using Wisdom Goo was the greatest restriction towards Fang Yuan's development. Thus, Fang Yuan thought of the plan in Eastern Sea. His main objective was to deal with Ing Wuxia. If he succeeded, he might be able to check from Ing Wuxia whether this immortal zombie body had any traps. If there was a trap, how would he resolve it? Ing Wuxia wanted to suppress Fang Yuan's growth speed, but Fang Yuan was also afraid that Ing Wuxia would grow too quickly and save his main body. Thus, when he came to Eastern Sea now, the information path inheritance was secondary. He went straight for the main objective. Ing Wuxia was his main goal. Chapter 1153, Fighting Across Vast Distance. Ahead was a deep blue veil. It completely covered the visions of Ing Wuxia and the others. Blue Water Regional Wall. Between the 5 regions, there were regional walls. They were like thin membrane which shielded the region. Blue Water Regional Wall was the protective membrane of Eastern Sea. The turbulent flow sea area was very close to Blue Water Regional Wall to begin with, precisely because of this. When Fang Yuan was on the journey from southern border to northern plains, when he got close to the turbulent flow sea area, he encountered Lu Qingyu and the rest. Ing Wuxia and the other immortals used omnidirectional travel to directly reach this place. Are we leaving again? Hey Lulan sighed. Who was that person earlier? Tai Bai Yun Sheng questioned. An enemy, a strong enemy, an irreconcilable enemy. Don't look at his rank 6 cultivation level. He has rank 8 battle strength. Ing Wuxia looked at Tai Bai Yun Sheng, choosing to expose some information to him. Hearing this, Tai Bai Yun Sheng breathed in sharply. He shouted in disbelief. Rank 8 battle strength? He Lulan pretended to be shocked too. No wonder we had to retreat. Shernu had no expression. Tai Bai Yun Sheng suddenly thought of something. He showed sadness on his face. Sigh. Since he has rank 8 battle strength, Lu Qingyu is finished. It is a pity. Dying for Shadow Sect is his greatest honor. Nu snorted, saying in disdain, "Let's go. Since he can chase us, we should increase our distance." That upper extreme heavenly eagle is an immemorial desolate beast that can roam the nine heavens. It is likely to be a life form from the immemorial nine heavens. It can travel in the 5 regional walls freely. He Lulan transmitted secretly, reminding Ing Wuxia. Ing Wuxia looked at her deeply, replying, "Don't worry, I have already checked the historical records in Northern Plains. Fang Yuan's upper extreme heavenly eagle came from He Fan, and the upper extreme heavenly eagle that He Fan had was raised in Northern Plains. If it enters the 5 regional walls, it would face suppression as well. We are quite safe now at the border of the regional wall." "Is that so?" He Lulan was stunned, before showing an expression of relief. "Where are we going now?" "We cannot go to Central Continent. Are we going to Southern Border to work on the rescue?" He Lulan asked. Ing Wuxia smiled. He did not enter the Blue Water regional wall. Instead, he used his immortal essence as aura of goo worms burst out from within. His entire body was floating in the air. He turned around and looked in the direction of the turbulent flow sea area. Ripples appeared below his feet, making a soft sound. The cold and wet sea breeze blew on the 4 goo immortals' faces. "Wait." Ing Wuxia said one word in reply to He Lulan. "Wait for what?" Tai Bai Yunsheng was confused. "Wait for the enemy," Ing Wuxia said. The rest of the 3 goo immortals looked at each other, not understanding why. Since they retreated earlier, why were they waiting for him now? That person had rank 8 battle strength. Why were they waiting for him? Waiting for him to kill them. He Lulan's expression changed. "I see." "See what?" Tai Bai Yunsheng quickly asked. He was extremely lost. Nu was expressionless, but his gaze also revealed curiosity. He Lulan smiled. "Don't you find it strange? How did he know our location? When chasing us, why did he have such precise knowledge of our whereabouts?" This time, even Nu's expression changed. Tai Bai Yunsheng's tone became lower. "He Lulan, you mean to say, we have a traitor? Impossible. How can the 4 of us, unless that Lu Qingyu is a spy? Wait, he went under an alliance agreement to join us. Could the alliance agreement be exploited? The probability of a traitor is small." Ing Wuxia shook his head, replying that he looked at Tai Bai Yunsheng. Even though Tai Bai Yunsheng was kept in the dark, he was also under an alliance agreement from Ing Wuxia. He could not become a traitor. The most probable reason is he has an investigative method that can track our locations. Ing Wuxia said, "These last days, we have been staying in our base. We rarely went out." Tai Bai Yunsheng frowned. He Lulan smiled. "Goo immortal methods are unfathomably vast in number. Some are incredibly brilliant. How much do we actually know?" "That's true." Tai Bai Yunsheng nodded. He Lulan continued, "If we cannot find a way to counter it, no matter where we go, that enemy will find us. It is only a matter of time." Thus, Lord decided to stay here and not enter the regional wall. Lord is waiting for the other party to use his investigative killer move. "I see." Nu suddenly realized. Actually, a lot of information was only known to Ing Wu Xie this moment. Countless thoughts were forming and colliding in Ing Wuxia's mind. Even though he was a strength path immortal zombie and could not think well, he had lots of methods to bypass this flaw. Ing Wuxia was rapidly thinking now, what method is Fang Yuan using to find my location? I came to Eastern Sea secretly. How did the intel leak? Is he able to find my location in Northern Plains, across 2 regional walls? That is impossible. Even Heavenly Quartz Goo Immortals could not deduce anything after I used my Goo formation to conceal my traces. No matter what is inside He Fan's true inheritance, he would not be able to do this. Heaven's will. Ing Wuxia had an answer in his mind. Since I can be plotted against by Heaven's will, gaining its reminder regarding Fang Yuan's intel, would Fang Yuan also receive the same information about me? This was very possible, but Ing Wuxia was not satisfied with this answer. If at this time, the person in my situation is not me, but Fang Yuan, what would he do? What would he consider? He would consider the worst possible situation. And what was the worst possible situation? Ing Wuxia asked himself, and had answer. The other party has an investigative killer move that can pass regional walls to confirm my location. Ing Wuxia smiled. How could that be possible? But suddenly, his smile froze. He thought of a possibility. Luck path. Fang Yuan had the most important clue all along. It was that their lucks were all interconnected. Connect luck, immortal goo. Back then, Ing Wuxia had no choice. He could only sell this immortal goo in Treasure Yellow Heaven. After transacting with Fang Yuan, Ing Wuxia obtained the goo refinement materials he needed. When Treasure Yellow Heaven opened, he took back Connect Luck Immortal Goo. Even though Fang Yuan had a new body, Connect Luck's effect also targeted his soul. Thus, his luck connection to He Lu Lan and the rest was still in effect. Ing Wuxia gained a lot of information from Shadow Sect regarding how to resist Heaven's will. There was one point. Fate is hard to defy, but luck can be exploited. Using luck, one could deal with Heaven's will effectively. Who had better luck? Undoubtedly, it was Fang Yuan who owned dogshit luck immortal goo. Fang Yuan had dogshit luck. Ing Wuxia knew this clearly. Sixth Hair, who was in Langya's sect, was not to be forgotten. Thus, Ing Wuxia used Connect Luck and connected his own luck with He Lu Lan. Even though He Lu Lan was unwilling to, she could not resist. This way, Ing Wuxia and Fang Yuan truly had their luck connected. If he realizes this relationship and uses a luck path method, even if we are in two separate regions, he can still sense me. That is possible. Is it luck path? Right at this moment, Ing Wuxia's body shook that he saw it. Using luck inspection immortal goo, he saw that at this moment, the luck above him and He Lu Lan's head was shaking slightly. As expected, a luck path method. Impressive, Fang Yuan. To think that you even made use of the fact that we have Connect Luck and found your way to us. It is a pity. I have understood your method already. Ing Wuxia's eyes flickered brightly. Even though he knew about Fang Yuan's method, Ing Wuxia could not break the luck connection. He did not have break luck immortal goo. However, he had a lot of soul path methods. He could influence and interfere with the luck. He tried them one by one, but the effect was not good. The luck was still shaking. In fact, even if he was concealed, there was still He Lu Lan. Unlike Lu Qingyu, He Lu Lan could not be thrown away easily. She had huge value. Once they lost her, they could not even use the ancient battle formation omnidirectional travel. Thus, Ing Wuxia quickly gave up this thought. Then, enter an immortal aperture? Ing Wuxia entered Sure Nu's immortal aperture, and he was surprised to find out that in conjunction with his soul path methods, the luck on top of his head stopped shaking. He ordered He Lu Lan to enter Sure Nu's immortal aperture as well. Next, Tai Bai Yunsheng and Sure Nu entered the Blue Water Regional Wall, quickly vanishing from sight. Fang Yuan had just come out of Qin Yu Blessed Land. Luck Path Investigative Killer Move. Qi Luck Sensation. He activated his immortal killer move at once. He sensed several locations: Eastern Sea, Western Desert, Southern Border, among which Eastern Sea had the clearest sensation and highest number of people. Qi Luck Sensation had a huge investigative range, but the effect was not very outstanding. If not for Connect Luck, Fang Yuan could not pass regions in investigation. They are at the border of Blue Water Regional Wall. This ancient battle formation is actually so amazing. Even if victory is hard to obtain, I will pursue you. Even if I cannot kill you, I will weaken you. As long as I prevent you from saving Spectral Soul's main body, I would be victorious. Strange, why did they stop? Suddenly, Fang Yuan's expression changed. He showed shocked in his senses. Two people had suddenly vanished. Oh? He sensed it so quickly. Fang Yuan's heart sank. This way, he could not pursue them, but as long as your luck is connected, you will be threatened by my killer move. I have the initiative. I can use this killer move from time to time and check your location. But you need to be wary of me at all times. You will have to pay a bigger price than me. This will cause a battle of attrition between us. But if you break the luck connection, isn't that just what I want? Forget it. I should get the good stuff inside the turbulent flow sea area first. Chapter 1154, Immortal Hua Dai. Since he could not locate them, Fang Yuan wisely chose to give up on pursuing them. Ever since reviving, this was the second time Fang Yuan was up against Shadow Sect. The first time, Ing Wuxia had no choice but to undergo transactions with Fang Yuan. In the end, Fang Yuan took great advantage of it. In the second contest, Fang Yuan only had a slight edge. even though Fang Yuan's strength had grown immensely due to He Fan's true inheritance. In the end, he did not achieve his goals. He only killed one member of Shadow Sect. He slightly weakened Ing Wuxia and the rest. Fang Yuan was growing fast, but Ing Wuxia was also increasing in strength, and Fang Yuan's growth was uncertain and unstable. After all, benefits like He Fan's true inheritance were once-in-a-thousand-year encounters. They were not easy to get. Conversely, Ing Wuxia's growth and strength was very steady. Because he could go and obtain Shadow Sect's inheritances in all 5 regions, these originally belonged to him. They were reliable and predictable. Based on this point, it was wise of Fang Yuan to kill them preemptively if he did not use this chance to act. The disparity between them would grow more obvious. Once Spectral Soul was successfully rescued, Fang Yuan's doomsday would arrive. Ing Wuxia's immediate retreat was shameless, but it was the wisest and most resolute choice. For Ing Wuxia, as long as he continued to gather Shadow Sect's remnant forces, he would grow rapidly in strength. Accumulating them, he eventually would grow to become quite powerful. In the turbulent sea area, even though both sides did not fight, they had competed against each other across a vast distance. Fang Yuan obtained a lot of information regarding Ing Wuxia and the rest. He even saw the ancient battle formation, omnidirectional travel, as well as Ing Wuxia, He Lu Lan, and the other situations. Meanwhile, Ing Wuxia identified Fang Yuan's investigative killer move, even though he only resolved it temporarily and did not solve the problem. His advancement was not halted. His plan could still continue smoothly. Fang Yuan and Ing Wuxia were bound to engage in a battle of life and death. But now was not the time. Ing Wuxia chose to retreat. One day, between Fang Yuan and Ing Wuxia, one would die. Their enmity was far from resolved. Fang Yuan turned around, going back to the turbulent flow sea area. Vast clouds and turbulent sea water. It was a chaotic sight. Fang Yuan was about to go in, when a female immortal suddenly came from the west, calling out, "Please wait." Fang Yuan turned around, only to see that this woman was dressed in a raiment. Her sleeves were fluttering. She wore light pink. Her eyes were clear and shiny. She was extremely beautiful. Immediately, Fang Yuan stopped moving, his eyebrows raised as he waited for the female immortal to arrive. "So it is Immortal Hua Dai. I wonder why you called out to me." Immortal Hua Dai smiled. Her tender pink lips parted to show her pearl-like teeth. "I am ashamed. You know my name, but I am unaware of your name." "I am Chu Ying." Fang Yuan casually said a name. His current appearance was disguised as well. Chu Ying. It sounded like removed Shadow One, even though Fang Yuan's goal was not achieved this time. Fang Yuan was determined to eliminate Shadow Sect, with a firmer attitude now. "Chu Ying, I saw that you were about to enter the turbulent flow sea area. I have a suggestion. If it works, it will benefit you too." Immortal Hua Dai said, "Please speak." Fang Yuan smiled, having a warm attitude that in his mind. He was thinking, if he killed this Immortal Hua Dai, would the chances of success be high? She was a beautiful woman, but to Fang Yuan's heart, she was better off as part of his Dao mark accumulation. Fang Yuan knew a bit about Immortal Hua Dai's information. She was a transformation path Gu immortal from Eastern Sea. She had rank 6 cultivation level and had passed 2 heavenly tribulations to in terms of battle strength. Looking at her records, she was at the peak of rank 6.4 Fang Yuan. That was not a problem. Transformation path? The important thing was this. Currently, Fang Yuan was a transformation path grandmaster. He had quite a few transformation path Dao marks, but there was nothing wrong with accumulating more. Immortal Hua Dai smiled. 2. She felt that even though Fang Yuan had an unimpressive appearance, he behaved gently and politely. He was not a frenzied demonic path Gu immortal. He was likely to be a lone immortal like herself. If she knew what Fang Yuan was thinking, who knew how she would feel? Even though I cannot set up a battlefield killer move, my battle strength should be superior to hers. But Immortal Hua Dai has a close relationship with Miao Ming Shun. How confident am I in killing her? Fang Yuan was considering the possibility. Miao Ming Shun was a rank 7 expert in Eastern Sea. His status was similar to that of Qin Baisheng before awakening his memories. Most importantly, Miao Ming Shun was a space path Gu immortal who had a method to expand the size of immortal apertures. As a result, Many Eastern Sea Gu immortals, especially lone immortals, sought his help. After all, the space of an immortal aperture was limited. Many Gu immortals had to choose carefully when cultivating resources. Miao Ming Shun could expand the immortal aperture. It could provide a lot of convenience and help to these Gu immortals. And Miao Ming Shun himself was an ambitious person. He was very good at building relationships. He had a lot of charisma. Thus, around him, there were a group of Gu immortals with common interests. This group had 4 people. With Miao Ming Shun as the core, an immortal Hua Dai, Feng Jiang, and Gui Qi Yi as his followers. Among them, immortal Hua Dai and Feng Jiang had rank 6 cultivation level. Gui Qi Yi and Miao Ming Shun were rank 7. But the latter had the greatest battle strength. If Fang Yuan killed immortal Hua Dai, he would become enemies with the other 3. Miao Ming Shun had a huge network and knew many people. A lot of Eastern Sea Gu immortals wanted to be friendly with him. Even super forces refused to offend him. After all, they might need his help one day. If Miao Ming Shun and Fang Yuan were enemies, he would fully use his network and call upon lots of Eastern Sea Gu immortals to push aside Fang Yuan. But so what? Fang Yuan had familiar face. He could freely change his identity. So what if it was Miao Ming Shun? As long as it was not a rank 8 Gu immortal. However, if I kill immortal Hua Dai, familiar face cannot defend me from wisdom path deductions. My identity might get exposed. Familiar face was not all powerful. In the past, when thieving heaven demon Venerable used this method to deceive 2 rank 8 Gu immortals, he had ensured that they did not have investigative methods against it. Even though this was an amazing story, it made others alert. Thieving heaven demon Venerable could not replicate this glorious event in the future. Not long ago, Fang Yuan and Ying Wuxie had met. Ying Wuxie used luck inspection immortal Gu to observe Fang Yuan's luck and discern his identity before retreating immediately. Just rank 6 luck inspection immortal Gu could make familiar face ineffective. It seemed peculiar, but it was not. The world was balanced. All living beings had their food and natural predators. The same went for immortal Gu. The essence of immortal killer moves was the use of a combination of Gu worms. It could not escape this principle. This was why there was no strongest Gu worm, only strongest Gu immortal. But I am a wisdom path grandmaster. As long as I elevate my wisdom path methods and conceal my true identity, when I use familiar face to conceal myself, who would be able to find my true identity? Especially with his sovereign immortal body, he could travel through regional walls easily. He could even completely alter his aura and become a local. He was unlike He Lu Lan and the rest. They had Northern Plains aura. It was still fine in Eastern Sea. But when they got to Southern Border, Western Desert, or Central Continent, they would face strong ostracism from the locals. However, I remember that this Miao Ming Shun had a method to find that immemorial desolate beast blue dragon whale. He had once rallied more than 10 Eastern Sea lone immortals to find it. Should I build a relationship with him, so that I can use this relationship to take a share of the profits from entering the blue dragon whale as well? Taking this into consideration, the blue dragon whale was naturally more important than merely immortal Hua Dai. Fang Yuan dispelled the thought of killing her. There was another advantage in becoming friendly with Miao Ming Shun. Eastern Sea had the most cultivation resources among the 5 regions. Eastern Sea Gu immortals often held meetups to exchange resources between each other. These resources were very precious. They had great value. Lifespan Gu were used for transactions. In comparison, Treasure Yellow Heaven was an open market. It was not a private auction location. Miao Ming Shun was a common guest in these private auctions. With his approval, Fang Yuan would be able to enter these events as well. Immortal Hua Dai did not know that she had just barely escaped death. Because of her relationship with Miao Ming Shun, she narrowly avoided a terrible fate. She smiled lightly as she said, "Chuing, since you know about me, you must know about Lord Miao Ming Shun as well." Lord Miao Ming Shun has observed the turbulent flow sea area for years. He wants to find a tributary of the river of time among these chaotic currents. If you have the opportunity to find that tributary of the river of time, I hope that you can locate it and inform us. We will definitely thank you for it. As for why a space path Gu immortal like Miao Ming Shun was searching for a tributary of the river of time, immortal Hua Dai was not going to explain it. So that's it. Fang Yuan agreed. I have long since heard of Lord Miao Mingshun. I would not ask for a great reward. I would simply like to be on good terms with both of you." Fang Yuan was so tactful. Immortal Hua Dai's smile became even wider. Fang Yuan was not the first person she had talked to. In fact, Immortal Hua Dai, Goei Qi Yi, and Feng Jiang would guard the turbulent flow sea area in turns at regular intervals. When they see any Gu immortals approaching the turbulent flow sea area, they would talk to them and ask for their help. Some rejected, but most people would agree. The reason was naturally Miao Mingshun's method to expand immortal apertures. Thus, Fairy Hua Dai was not surprised that Fang Yuan agreed. "Then I will wish you good luck, friend." Immortal Hua Dai turned around and was about to leave. She did not think highly of Chuing, because she had never heard of this person before. Of course, Eastern Sea had no lack of hidden cultivators. But Immortal Hua Dai had many connections. Chuing was someone who was completely unknown, and he only had rank 6 cultivation level. How strong could he be? Lord Miao Mingshun is searching for the tributary of the River of Time. It does not require cultivation level, but luck instead. Maybe this Chuing might be able to find it? Oh, I have such thoughts each time. But more than 10 years have passed. We have not even seen a trace of that tributary. Immortal Hua Dai sighed internally, saying goodbye to Fang Yuan. However, a while after leaving, Immortal Hua Dai used an information path Mortal Gu and transmitted to him. "I almost forgot to tell you. A blood path demonic immortal, Ding Qi, has recently come to the turbulent flow sea area. This person's younger brother, Ding Yin, had once held the clues to an information path inheritance. He was attacked by Lu Qingyu, Zhou Li, and Tang Song. Ding Yin is dead. Ding Qi wants revenge because he heard that Lu Qingyu had come to the turbulent flow sea area. As if to obtain the information path inheritance, he rushed here. Blood path demonic immortals are ruthless and crazy. They are unlike us. Their minds are completely insane. When they see a Gu immortal, they would first think about whether they should kill that person to increase their own strength. If you encounter him, you should be careful." Fang Yuan kept the information path Mortal Gu, rubbing his nose. Immortal Hua Dai gave him some friendly advice. She was a kind person. But she did not know that the person she was talking to was a blood path demonic overlord. A person bearing great sins. He had once casually slaughtered countless lives in Central Continent. Chapter 1155, Snatching Oyster. The conversation with Immortal Hua Dai was only a short intermission. Fang Yuan finally went into the turbulent flow sea area. The sea water moved randomly, like intertwined ropes or completely messy balls of string, filling Fang Yuan's vision. Strength path, giant hand. Seeing nobody around, Fang Yuan used his immortal killer move. The giant hand smashed more than 10 currents, causing the sea water to become chaotic. Fang Yuan charged towards a certain direction. This was at the fringe of the turbulent flow sea area. He could forcefully make his way in, but a moment later, a huge current of light yellow water blocked Fang Yuan's path. "This is yellow spring water." Fang Yuan stopped his steps. This current was huge. Strength path, giant hand could not smash it. In fact, he might even get injured. Yellow spring water came from the Yellow Spring Sea area. That was the territory of Zombie Alliance's headquarters, AS, the largest zombie farming area in the 5 regions. The Yellow Spring Sea area was filled with zombie corpses. At the bottom of the sea, there was decomposed coral, and between them, there were strands of seaweed drifting with the flowing water. Yellow spring water contained Dao marks. It was a type of Gu refinement material. Fang Yuan activated his defensive method, entering it. This yellow spring water current flowed in one direction, but it was not the one Fang Yuan wanted. He could only charge through this current. Using his immortal Gu and consuming immortal essence that a while later, he broke through the yellow spring water current, arriving at another current. This water was pale white. After entering it, Fang Yuan felt like he was moving inside clouds. Illusory scenes were displayed before him. 1,000 illusion water. It came from Eastern Sea's 1,000 illusion sea area. Fang Yuan used wisdom path methods, easily blocking the interference of these illusions. After spending some effort, he got into the third current, magma current. This current was not from Eastern Sea. It came from Western Desert's largest pit. Blazing Glory PIT to IT was extremely deep and was linked to the underground. Every 100 years, magma would burst out from the earth veins, The hot magma would fill the entire pit, even oozing out and changing the terrain of the surrounding area. Magma current. It came from a deep part of the magma. It was very hot. Once Fang Yuan entered it, he would need a defensive immortal killer move. Ordinary rank 6 Gu immortals without an immortal level defensive method could only avoid this. His immortal essence expenditure was multiple times that of the 2 earlier currents. Thankfully, this magma current was not big. Fang Yuan got through in a few dozen breaths of time. This time, he did not encounter another current. He went into an empty space. Other than Fang Yuan, there was nothing. Looking back, the magma current was still flowing behind him. On his front left side, there was deep darkness. Waves were crashing inside, resembling thousands of vengeful souls. This black soul water came from the Black Soul Sea area. It contained soul path and dark path down marks. On his right, there was a third current. It was golden and shiny, like countless gold fragments mixed together, moving forward together in a dazzling manner. Fang Yuan saw this and was surprised. If I am not wrong, this is a gold fragment current. Rumors say that immemorial yellow heaven has a lot of metallic heavenly rivers. After immemorial yellow heaven broke, most of the metallic heavenly rivers were destroyed. This gold fragment current is likely from a certain immemorial yellow heaven fragment world. Because of the nature of the turbulent flow sea area, by gathering all the different currents in the world, I am able to witness it. Magma current, black soul current, and gold fragment current. These 3 currents contested against each other. They reached a mystical balance. A completely empty space was created between them. This was where Fang Yuan was at now. As if he was in the eye of the cyclone. He could not stay here for long, but it gave him precious time to rest. Fang Yuan did not rest. His strength had grown drastically. He had a lot of immortal essence. He had not reached his limit yet. After finding his direction, he shot out into the gold fragment current at lightning speed. He faced a lot of obstructions, more than 10 times of the magma current. But his immortal essence expenditure had decreased instead. The magma current was too hot. Fang Yuan crossed the entire gold fragment current. During this process, he collected up to 500 kilograms of gold fragments. On Earth, this would be a huge amount of wealth. But in this world, it was merely a common goo material. Other than gold fragments, the gold fragment current also had a large number of goo worms. They were mostly metal path. There was golden dragon goo. It looked like an earthworm, but it had claws and a head. It resembled a miniature dragon. There was also golden aurora goo. It could allow a goo master to fly. And a rare mortal goo that could make all mortal goo masters go crazy. Polished gold goo. It was a one-time consumable goo that could increase a goo master's aptitude. For Fang Yuan, this polished gold goo had little use. He casually collected some. After getting out of the gold fragment current, Fang Yuan's sovereign immortal aperture gained a new small gold fragment river. Fang Yuan placed this river in mini yellow heaven. It was just to add to the scenery. With this tiny gold fragment river, it could not give him any benefits. Gu masters might treat it like a treasure. For Fang Yuan and other Gu immortals, it was worthless. Fang Yuan got through many currents, gradually getting towards the center of the turbulent flow sea area from the fringe. A moment later, a huge current blocked Fang Yuan's path. The huge current was deep blue. Every drop of water flickered with electricity. It caused the entire current to be eye-catching and bright. Fang Yuan let out a breath. He knew that this was a lightning water current. When lightning accumulates to a degree, it would become liquid. The destructive force would convert in a water of vitality that could draw out potential. Lightning path Gu immortals often built lightning pools, storing this lightning water inside. Lightning path Gu immortals would use these lightning pools to nurture large numbers of lightning path mortal Gu. The significance of a lightning pool to lightning path Gu immortals was like 5 light mountain to light path Gu immortals. Fang Yuan had already reached the center of the turbulent flow sea area. With his strength, he could not go into currents rashly anymore. The strength of the currents had gotten stronger. If Fang Yuan went in, he would be swept away. In this situation, to get to his destination, it depended on luck. With good luck, a random current would bring him to his destination. Fang Yuan would be able to travel smoothly. If he was unlucky, even after dozens of currents, he might still be going in circles. This was the special characteristic of the turbulent flow sea area. Fang Yuan entered the lightning water current. This current was huge. It was as if Fang Yuan was a small rabbit which had entered a large river. Thankfully, the lightning water was very calm. Only the ripples at the top would create lightning, with destructive force that would destroy whatever touched it. Fang Yuan only had to sink to the bottom of the lightning water. The immortal essence expenditure was low. It was calm and smooth. He traveled along with this current that a while later, Fang Yuan got to the end of the lightning water current that at the end. There was another current with the same size as the lightning water current. Fang Yuan entered it as the water carried him along that he was quite lucky. Even though there were some hurdles, in the end, he still moved closer to his target destination. A day and a night later, Fang Yuan got to an empty space with no currents. This was the 12th one he had seen during this trip. This space has just formed. The surroundings currents won't change for now. I should rest first. Fang Yuan wanted to rest here, because now, even he felt a little tired. The expenditure of immortal essence was not small, but after resting for a while, there was some commotion from the current above his head. Soon, a giant oyster came out of the current. This oyster was the size of 4 elephants. It gave off the aura of an ancient, desolate beast. The surface was entirely white gold. After seeing Fang Yuan, this oyster moved in a stunned manner. Soon after, a voice came from the oyster. There's someone here. You're just a rank 6 Gu immortal. How can you reach here? Fang Yuan did not speak. The oyster's shell opened, as its pinkish flesh was exposed. This flesh was like a bed, with 3 people lying on it. 2 mortals, female, considerably beautiful, were lying on a male Gu immortal's body with their clothing undone. This male Gu immortal had a young man appearance. He was thin and had a sharp gaze. He looked at Fang Yuan with an overbearing gaze. He analyzed as he said with curiosity, Strange. You really have rank 6 cultivation level. Quickly tell me your name." Fang Yuan was silent. His gaze went from the male Gu immortal to the oyster. The male Gu immortal was angry. "Hey, I am talking to you. Are you deaf or mute?" Fang Yuan asked instead. "This is the rumored precious beast, hidden room oyster." The male Gu immortal immediately felt praised. He laughed. "You have quite some knowledge. I had asked for this from my grandpa after much work. My grandfather is the famous enslavement path Gu immortal in Eastern Sea, Ren Xiaoping." Fang Yuan nodded, saying plainly, "I know about Ren Xiaoping. He is an expert at the peak of rank 7. Not long ago, he found his blood-related grandson and spent a lot of effort to get him to ascend to immortal. That is you, right?" "Ha ha ha." The male Gu immortal laughed. That's right. You are not bad. Your foresight is good. Hand over the hidden room oyster, and I will spare your life." Fang Yuan said plainly. "What?" The male Gu immortal thought he was hearing things. His expression froze. He laughed out of pure anger. He pointed at Fang Yuan. Good. I praised you wrongly. You have foresight, but you are blind. You offended the wrong person. You are truly courting death. Then I shall. The male Gu immortal was still talking, when he suddenly gasped. Fang Yuan had already attacked. The strength path giant hand grabbed the hidden room oyster fiercely. The male Gu immortal had a fearful expression, because he realized that the hidden room oyster was currently being squeezed by the giant hand. The 2 shells were making cracking noises under the pressure. "Misunderstanding. It is a misunderstanding," he screamed. "I am Ren Xiaoping's grandson. Who are you? We might be friends. Who is friends with you? I can let you go. Just hand over the Gu worm that controls the hidden room oyster." Fang Yuan sneered. "Otherwise, you will die here. You are a demonic path, Gu immortal. You cannot do this. My grandfather will not let you off. Think about it clearly. It's just Ren Xiaoping, so what?" Fang Yuan smiled. Aura surged out of his body, going from rank 6 to the peak of rank 7. That the young Gu immortal had an ashen expression. The 2 mortal female beauties were completely shocked. They were shrinking away in a corner, shivering.